This is Jim Emter, Van Ahn Co, Alexandria, Minnesota, with your closing grain and livestock comments for Thursday, February 28th, 2019. Last trading day of the month of February, and it was not a pretty one once again. Corn market down around 3 cents, soybeans down 6.5, Chicago wheat down 7.25, Minneapolis wheat up 5.25, Kansas City down a penny. Crop insurance prices are final. Wheat coming in at $5.77 for spring wheat, $9.54 for soybeans, and the corn market in at $4. So actually not all bad prices. We'd like to see that wheat went a little higher and possibly beans, but it is what it is. That's what we've got to work with, and we'll see how that kind of pans out here as we work ahead. When you look to the overall tone, understand that seasonally this tends to be a pressuresome time of the year. Farm payments are due, bills are due, whatever it might be, and generating cash is the key for many producers, especially even in front of load restrictions. I know that doesn't look to be a norm right now, but there's consistencies where we see that sell pressure around, and that's why this seasonally is a lower time frame. That can drag on for another week, maybe 2 weeks. But when we look outside and see the weather and the conditions that we've got ahead, we've got 2 weeks of more of the same, more precipitation, more cold weather, and ultimately I believe the market will begin to take some notice of that as we work ahead. So February is beyond us. I think that's a good thing. The bear had another successful month. We look for the bull to maybe take the horns here ahead and or the gamut and begin to look at some upside potential here as we work through March, April, May. That's a seasonal tendency. Doesn't mean it needs to come to fruition, but that's what we're trying to prepare for here as we work ahead. On the cattle side of things, you're looking at conditions today where in the live cattle base, you saw cattle just down 7.5, pretty much unchanged. You saw feeder cattle down about $1 by the end of the day, but really just kind of a choppy, weaker tone. Semi-annual numbers came in, as expected, slightly to 1% above expectations across almost all sectors. So we'll kind of see how that transfers out. The asking prices is $129 on the live cattle base, and we'll kind of go from there. When you look to the hog base, we had the hog market just up slightly on the day. Again, just very much a limited news around export sales. Were very good for grains today, somewhat modest or light on the cattle and hog side of things, and net result is another weaker to choppy day. This has been Jim Emter, Van Ahn Co, Alexandria, Minnesota. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and is not suitable for all producers. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is a solicitation. Have a great afternoon.